And what is up, WKW Universe? It's your main recap guy, Icy Hot Jacob Scott, and I've got a long recap for you tonight. We will be talking about what happened at Wolf Chamber, and I will include the pre-show for those interested. Let's get right into it with the first match on the pre-show. Just a real regular first-time encounter. Taven versus TJ Salazar. We haven't seen much of Salazar as of late, so this was a little match to try and boost up his little rankings thing. And Salazar did put in a good effort, but unfortunately for him, Taven, he was just way too quick. Got a win with that big maneuver of his. 1, 2, 3, Taven is your winner, but technically the segment didn't end because there was someone in the audience. AEW has appeared in WDW. It used to be WKW's problem. Now it's for WDW. That's right. Chris Jericho, who was last seen trying to take out Sky some time ago, and he failed, is back and trying to take out Taven this time. And, well, Taven knew how to counter that Judas Effect elbow that Jericho has now, and was able to send Jericho scrambling back to AEW from whence he came. Anyway, good job, Taven. Now, the second match on the pre-show was another first-time encounter between Kiyo and Tim Case. Now, Tim Case has been sending quite a bit of waves throughout the locker room for his ability, despite having only about 3 matches, even though he's wrestled in Germany since 2002. While Kiyo, on the other hand, has already have won championship around his belt twice and is trying to get some good impressions in. Now, right at the very end, Tim and Kiyo really brought the fight to the outside. Then Tim Case got in first. Kiyo tried to get in. And then Tim just knocked out Kiyo, so he couldn't get back into the ring. Thus, Tim Case is your winner by countout, which is something that is extremely rare here in this promotion. Whoever wins by countout anymore. Anyway, Tim Case apparently does. Let's talk about the main event for that kickoff, which was Sky Slash versus Red Oney. And one thing we realized, Sky was fully healed. As soon as he made his entrance, he took the bandages that were wrapped around him and ripped them off to show that he was fully 100%. Red Oney tried to exploit the formerly injured back and shoulder area of Sky, and at one point he was able to hit the Red Dragon, but that was not enough to put away Sky. Not even the meditation session did enough. But during the middle of the match, out came some unfamiliar music, and of all people, Sheamus appeared, apparently paid off by the vigilantes to try and dispatch of Sky. And that led to Red Oney trying to roll up Sky in an admittedly crazy roll-up. He failed. Sheamus attacked Sky directly. The ref saw it, but decided not to call off the match. Sheamus leaves, but right as he was about to walk away up the ramp, Sky quickly drops Red Oney with the Hellhound Driver, gets the win, takes the mic, and challenges Sheamus to an immediate match. Since you want to go ahead and jump me, bring it, asshole. So Sheamus obliges, and then while Sheamus is on the ropes, Dax Harwood of AEW comes out to try and even things out for Sheamus, but Sky was ready for Harwood and sent him packing after hitting a flatliner. Now Harwood literally just said, you know what, screw this isn't worth it. I'm going back to my friend Cash Wheeler. And then Sheamus fell victim to the Pandemonium Lariat. 1, 2, 3. Sky has beaten 2 opponents in a row, back to back. Good fucking job, man. Alright, so, on the evenly titled 420, let's talk about what happened on the actual show. It all started out with Greg versus number 2, the bigger, fatter, burlier vigilante. And as I expected, this did not go over well for Greg. He did get number 2 on the ropes, admittedly, I will admit that. I think he hit the Greg OS, and he was going for the Greg of Days, but that did not make it. Although Greg did show a bit of resilience, it took not 1, but it took 2 of the lifting triangle chokes to put Greg to sleep. Unfortunately, since I believed that number 2 would be nigh unstoppable at this point, he put Greg down to sleep easily the second time he put that in. So, to this day, the only person to survive every single attempt on him is Billy Shad, who was not seen, sadly. They're going to have to defend their titles sooner or later against the Vigilantes. That's a foregone conclusion. Anyway, Greg wins. Let's move on. I meant to say number 2 wins. Now we can actually move on. Man, what did I drink last night? Anyway, the second match, this one was for a chamber spot. Gavin Watkins puts his chamber spot on the line against Chris Bay. So, if you're Gavin, you better win so you can stay in a chamber. Now, this was a pretty hard-hitting match. There were several spin kicks from Chris Bay, several Baymasters. There was an attempt at a Golden Driver, but it didn't land. There was a Ching Ching Bling Bling attempt right at the very end that Bay was able to counter. However, when Bay was looking for a package power driver move right at the very end, Watkins was able to turn that into a victory roll of all moves. And even worse, he got the win off a victory roll. He quickly ran out to the back saying, yes, I'm still the champ. I will still have your chamber spot. I'm going to be in the chamber and I'm going to face Billy Huggins at Wolfmania. And then he promptly gets a concussion, which meant that whole match was for nil. You'll see why when I explain about how the main event went down. Until then, shh. Now the third match, this is a match that for some reason I've always kept forgetting what the hell happened here. I believe this one was just a normal match where absolutely nothing was on the line. If I said that, I would be correct. But I still don't remember what it was, seriously. It's like I've gotten temporary amnesia, seeing how I had to leave right after this match was done. I had to watch back the rest of the show. Give me a minute. I believe this match was Isaac Mystery and Cameron Rose. See, that's what I keep forgetting. I forget Isaac Mystery was in 2 matches this time. So, Hayate still doesn't think that Cameron Rose is ready to put Isaac Mystery over, since he thinks Isaac Mystery does not deserve to be put over. But Mystery proved himself in an admittedly great match, and he quickly got the win off of Cameron Rose with the mysterious ending. 1, 2, 3. Hayate didn't even try to run in to save Cameron, but there was a nasty kick to the head that will come into effect when I talk about the main event. So that's 2 things we're going to have to watch out for and wait. Now, the fourth match was the Ravagers, Sterling Syndicate, and the Jackal, Jonah Barnett, taking on Jeff the Thong, Statham, and Terry Terror. Now, there was quite a dumbass Terry moment in the match where Terry was trying to crawl over to the corner. He made it and literally did nothing. He just kept crawling on the floor in place. I think he got hit in the head way too hard there. And now Jeff tried to carry his friend, but the Ravagers would still put on a punishment, especially with those double team head splashes that they do. But right at the very, very end of the match, Jonah was able to get Terry into a new submission hold, like a cross-faced chicken wing, and that made Terry tap out right in front of his partner. And Terry was not able to get up, like he is out. So Jeff actually did a rare face maneuver and went to go check on his partner, only for both of the Ravagers to lay him out with steel chairs. The Elites have officially been ravaged. Now I just wonder if this means the Ravagers are going to face some other team. Let's wait and find out, shall we? Okay, so the 5th match was the WKW Golden Fang title steel cage match, likely to settle this feud between Cyrus and Mustafa Ali. And this time, Cyrus couldn't make use of the outside to hide because he had nowhere to run. It was a steel cage match. Now, they both put in great efforts, and I think at one point, one of them was even going for a move off the top of the cage itself, and it completely missed. So right at the very end, Cyrus says, you know what? I don't have to pin or submit Mustafa to win. All I have to do is get out of the cage. So he tries to go for the escape. Mustafa Ali catches him, and they struggle on the ropes for quite a bit. Guaranteed that ref probably has a sore arm from just holding the door open like that. And right at the very end, Ali was going to stunner Cyrus, but he landed it, and it sent Cyrus tumbling outside of the cage. Thus, by mistake, Ali just handed Cyrus the victory and the title retention. Fuck. Now, let's talk about the chamber matches. First, with WKW and WDW to follow. So with WKW, it started off with Eric Black and David Supreme in the ring. They kept finding it out, no eliminations yet. And on pod number 3 was Kyle O'Reilly. And O'Reilly's showing what he can do with that submission training of his. And it was time for pod number 4 to come out, and that one was the big strong boy Tyler Bate. There were still no eliminations given how early the match is. So then we had the 5th participant, and that one was Akira Tozawa, the one who probably shocked everyone by winning so he could actually go on to be in the chamber. There were brawls going all around, and right at that point, Eric Black was able to hit his leg grab DDT, followed by the Tower of Destruction on the steel to Kyle O'Reilly, and Kyle is eliminated. And the final pot opens, and of course it's Kyle Noble. Asshole. And he just wrecks the place as he does as of late. Now, during the wreckage, this left Tyler Bate so weakened that he suffers a leg grab DDT in 1, 2, 3. Tyler Bate is out of the match. And then there was an admittedly cool spot that happened right after, where there were 2 eliminations simultaneously, where Kyle Noble hits David Supreme with the Noble Sacrifice, while at the same time, Eric Black does one more leg grab DDT onto Akira Tozawa, and both of them get eliminated right at the same time, leaving the final matchup to be between Eric Black and Kyle Noble. Now, right at the end, Noble said, you know what? I'm so confident I'm going to win this, I'm going to go for Old Reliable, the Noble Bomb. However, right when he did, Eric Black was able to easily counter out of that, hit one more leg grab DDT, and follow it up with a Tower of Destruction for the win, meaning Eric Black has a date with Cyrus for the WKW Golden Fang Championship. But I've just received some news that since Noble was the last to be eliminated, he still believes that he is going to be the one that challenges Cyrus. So we're just going to have to wait and see whether or not it gets skipped over or Noble actually gets his wish and he's likely going to get the title at WrestleMania again. Oh my god. Oh, can't we just stop? And this brings us to our main event. Same type of matchup, but for WDW, where this time the winner takes on Billy Huggins at Wolfmania for the vacant WDW Championship. So, this match started off with Kai Cassidy and Chris Bay in the ring. That's right. Since Gavin Watkins got a concussion right during his celebration after beating Chris Bay ends up getting the chamber spot anyway, since due to a concussion, Watkins was able to compete. So, that's how the match started off. And the third chamber, that one was Isaac Mystery, who admittedly was a bit weaker from that quick match from Cameron Rose and still reeling from that nasty kick to the head, was still kicking ass. The fourth pot opened and the last of the known competitors came out, and that one was Chris Crimson, formerly known as Chris Cash, by the way. No eliminations, and when we got to the 5th person, which was a mystery opponent, and this one was the Samoan enforcer Samoa Joe, now current NXT enforcer and possible new general manager Samoa Joe. But there were no eliminations when he came out, even though he was hitting all of his big spots. And the final spot was Keith motherfucking Limitless Lee. And they all kicked ass, all 6 of them in the ring at the same time, and most of the fighting being taken to the outside. Now Samoa Joe got unlucky, and he got dropped rather quickly with the little Baymaster from Chris Bay. 1, 2, 3. Chris Bay eliminated Samoa Joe. So then Keith Lee is on the outside, and he's getting double teamed by Chris Bay and Isaac Mystery. And they both just keep coming at Keith Lee, even though he's trying his best to stay in it. And then by a spinning kick by Chris Bay, Keith Lee gets eliminated, which means Chris Bay has eliminated both of the real-life surprise guests. And then we have the 4 that we knew. Now, right here is where things got pretty wild, because these happened back to back, pretty much to back. So first off, Kai Cassidy was able to fire off a bunch of punches to Isaac's head. One good punch in a certain place just knocked Isaac completely out, and that led to Isaac being eliminated from the chamber. Now after that, Chris Bay was looking for one more of the Baymasters, but Chris Crimson was able to hit his super kick into the German suplex move, which I now remember is called Respect the Underground. And Bay has to sadly respect that pinfall loss, so he's out of the chamber. This just leaves Chris Crimson and Kai Cassidy. And Crimson was looking for the move one more time, but Cassidy was able to turn it into a stunner. 1, 2, 3. Kai Cassidy has done the impossible. He started a match, and he's ending the match. And that means at Wolfmania 4, we already have our first match confirmed. It will be Billy Huggins versus Kai Cassidy for the vacant WDW Championship. Well now, that has been my recap for the Wolf Chamber. Now, I do want to let you guys know, I will be going on another retreat, so there will not be any recaps coming from me until Friday at the least. So, until then, this is Iceon Jacob Scott saying feel the fire, fear the cold, and for anybody out there who has a father, is honoring a father, or is a father, Happy Father's Day from the WKW Network.